The Isle of Bute is one of Scotland's most popular tourist destinations, and it's easy to see why. People come here for the scenic landscape and the cosy, welcoming atmosphere. But last July, things changed.
Flowers, balloons and teddies have been left outside a home on the Isle of Bute following the death of a little girl yesterday. 6-year-old Alesha MacPhail was discovered in woodland hours after being reported missing.
Detectives from the Major Investigations Unit and forensic experts have spent the night in Rothesay trying to piece together 6-year-old Alesha MacPhail's last movements.
The 6-year-old had just finished primary 2 at her school in Airdrie on the mainland and had made the trip over on the ferry, full of excitement. But she would never return home, snatched in the night by a 16-year-old boy who would subject her to a horrific attack and snuff out her young life. Alesha was reported missing by her grandmother, and when word spread of her disappearance, neighbours sprung into action, with locals joining police officers on a desperate search. Not 3 hours later, Alesha's body was found in overgrown woods on the site of an old hotel, about a 15-minute walk from the house she'd been staying in.
What I can say is that I confirm now that the body recovered at Ardbeg Road is that of 6-year-old Alesha MacPhail, who was reported missing around about 6:25 on Monday the 2nd of July. What I can say now is that we are treating her death as a murder investigation.
It sparked a huge manhunt on the island as forensic experts combed the house and the garden where Alesha would have been playing just days before. On July the 4th, 2 days after her remains were discovered, police announced that they'd made an arrest. Now, this close community is still suffering. That pain is evident when Alesha's name is raised. Local Reverend Owain Jones told me it's difficult to describe the horror of what happened.
Essentially, it was just absolute unreality, and certainly when it became known what had happened, words are hard to find, and I'm somebody who's supposed to find words professionally. I didn't have them, and to be honest, I still don't. People are allowed by the space that you offer them to sit with their own thoughts, and I think if their thoughts were anything like mine, they were going all over the place. Horror, pity, just a desperate desire to support everybody, no idea how to do it. And again, I think I keep coming back to this word, unreality. People, I think, were just struggling from whichever direction they were coming to touch something that hadn't changed when the whole world seemed to have changed.
Part of Alesha will live on this island forever through her loving family and the people of Rothesay who've taken her into their hearts. Days after Alesha's murder, the town came together with hundreds of mourners turning out for a candlelit vigil in support of her devastated relatives who joined them on the waterfront. Tears were shed, but at the request of organisers, people blew bubbles in her memory, and many here would like to see a permanent memorial in the town in tribute to the happy, smiley 6-year-old who was taken far too young.
This is where mourning begins, you know, it's such a complicated thing. And yes, it's not that we want to be left alone to grieve, it's that we've got to. You know, we absolutely have to process this as any human community would, and I think that's really all we want.